Robert was a sweet guy. He he was a good kid with a beautiful accent, and he was very active in church. And the icing on the cake was that he was super rich, like very, very rich. So from the first day I noticed him in church, I knew he was a good catch. So somehow we became close, and as we got closer, he shared something that sealed the deal with us both. He revealed that he was a single dad, and his daughter was living in the United States with her mother. So he said he was trying to get custody of his daughter. He even showed me the girl's picture. So I opened up to him about my own daughter, Jane, who was staying with my aunt after my mother's passing. So he was like, he did not like the idea of my child being passed around between relatives. So he encouraged me to embrace her and take responsibility for her upbringing. It was a huge relief to have found a man who did not see having a child as a burden. So our bond grew stronger, and eventually he proposed to me. He said he wanted to marry me, and he also welcomes the idea of me bringing my daughter Jane into our family. My life was taking a new turn. It was like a dream come true. Robert was like a dream come true. He was a perfect tool of God that I was looking for. Not only was he good looking, he was also wealthy. And the best part, he accepted my past without judgment. And he wasn't the typical church guy. He was so social, and he loved going out and loved going to the beach with me. So it was such a refreshing change from Brother Kennedy, who was always talking scriptures, and Robert had a great sense of humor, just like Brother Stephen, but even better. So we had so much fun together. We explored fancy restaurants. We went on shopping sprees. I felt like I was living the high life. I also had the chance to meet his friends, and they're just as classy as he was. Robert was a true blessing. Like, he was a true blessing after the loss of my mother. He took care of my bills and even helped with my daughter's expenses. Destiny, however, wasn't comfortable with the relationship. She had some concerns about Robert. She kept telling me to pray and make sure that he was the best guy for me, not just a good one. But I was still convinced that Robert was God's way of consoling me after everything that I had been through. I really believed that he was meant to be in my life. So Destiny listened to me, but I could tell she had her doubts. Anyway, I completed my final year in the university in grand style. Robert became such a big part of my life that Papa and Brother Ken, who used to be so important, kind of faded into the background. Although I had graduated before Destiny, we remained close friends. Now, okay, here's where things got a little complicated. Robert was eager to tie the knot with me, but I insisted on completing my 1-year National Youth Service before taking that big step. But after my youth service, Robert and I met a huge roadblock on our marital journey. My father shocked me when he said I couldn't marry Robert. He insisted that I had to marry a Muslim because he believed that my mother's involvement in Christian evangelism led to her unfortunate passing. Remember, I told you earlier that my mother married my father out of love and thought he could eventually, or he would eventually change his mind and convert. But that never happened. My father practiced his religion while my mom practiced hers. So, since my mom passed, my father wanted to force his will on me, telling me to marry the Imam's son, Usman. At this point, I knew I needed some divine intervention, but Robert came through with a suggestion.